The Minnesota Twins are moving on from Rocco Baldelli and replacing him with Derek Shelton in maybe the most apples-to-apples move you could ever imagine. So the question is, well, why didn't they just stick with Rocco Baldelli? I was thinking about that, and I remembered this July 30th game in particular, the final game the Twins played before the trade deadline. It was an embarrassment. An empty target field witnessed a horrible, embarrassing game in which Rocco made a couple of curious decisions involving Willi Castro and then Griffin Jax. Castro, in what would be his final game as a Twin, was removed early in this game in the ninth inning in an effort to try to get him an ovation, but nobody got it.
You can't help but wonder if, and see the hugs, if Willi at his time with the Twins is over. Just looking at the visual, Denard, I think that's the end of Willi Castro's Twins career.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Willi was not traded. Rocco had to tell him here, no, you're not traded. You're not traded. Willi's like, should I pack up my stuff? I'm guessing was what that conversation went. Obviously, everybody's mind went to that. You heard the booth there. Willi Castro even looks like he thinks he got traded. He did get traded the next day, but not here. Rocco was trying to get him an ovation. But again, there was no one to give an ovation at this game at this point. It was empty to begin with, and then they were getting blown out in the ninth inning. This was also to start the ninth inning instead of like in the middle of the inning. So nobody in the crowd understood what was happening. Nobody caught on to this. Rocco wasn't done, though. He was going to make some other decisions in the ninth inning that were very eyebrow-raising. Griffin Jax was brought into the ninth inning to pitch, despite the Twins being down 8-1. You can't bring a position player in until you are down 8 runs. That wasn't an option, but there had to be something other than Griffin Jax. Now, to be fair, Griffin Jax did give up hits to the first 3 batters he faced, so he wasn't exactly dealing out there. Rocco came in, and once that 8-run deficit happened, took him out, and Jax was pissed. He was not happy. He wanted a chance to strand those runners, and he knew what was going to happen. They were bringing in Cody Clemens, a position player, to pitch. Jax saw this coming a mile away. Second pitch he throws is hit out for a home run. 2 of those runs credited to Griffin Jax. Did not get a chance to pitch through it. He was pissed, and understandably, anybody would be, and Rocco just showing how clueless he was in this situation.
I think Jax probably would rather pitch and get himself out of this situation without these runs.
He did not look happy at all.
Yeah, I don't blame him. And so he got himself in that mess, and the competitor in him wanting to find a way to battle like he's done all season long for this ball club.
Tough.
My question is, why was Griffin even in the ball game?
Yeah, so a no-win situation he's brought into, and then his numbers take a dive. Of course, he was pissed. Of course, Willi Castro thought he was traded. Both of these situations, giant head-scratchers, and just kind of show how out of touch and clueless Rocco Baldelli was near the end here. Griffin Jax, you might take the stance of, well, his job is to pitch, not to manage. But you know what? This is a guy whose numbers, as an arbitration-eligible player, his numbers directly correlate to what he's going to get paid. And he's a guy that's pitched so well for the Twins. This is the last guy, basically, you want to be saddling in this kind of a no-win situation. Twins already down 7 runs. Even if he had a 1-2-3 inning, it was a waste of using Griffin Jax anyway. There had to be some other way around that. And just a sign of things to come, and even just in the next day, this incident led to some kind of an altercation behind the scenes between Jax and Baldelli that Jax later apologized for. Apparently, Carlos Correa had to defuse that situation, and it led to Griffin Jax eventually requesting that the Twins trade him late on trade deadline day, and they did. He's now with the Tampa Bay Rays. So this led to Griffin Jax's tenure as a Twin ending. This led to, I think, Rocco Baldelli's tenure as a Twin ending. Clearly, the poll ads like him. Clearly, Favre likes him, but that can only go so far. I don't know that Rocco lost the clubhouse necessarily. It's not like we were hearing stories about guys getting into fist fights behind the scene or anything crazy like that. But he certainly lost touch. Absolutely. And this one game, this one inning from this one game of the final game before the trade deadline, it was reported on at the time. It's not like we didn't, talk about this much. But with the fire sale coming the very next day, this kind of quickly became old news. And just kind of thinking about how Rocco lost his job, beyond the collapse, beyond the disappointment of 2025, I think this one particular game really stands out.